Ma'am, even if you order a salad, you're not going to fit into the booth.
Samantha was out for dinner with her friends, but when she arrived and was ushered to her table, she realized just how small the booth really was and how big she had become. This was her worst nightmare, but it had only just started. As she tried to force her way into the booth, she found that her jiggly belly was squashed by the hard wood. Her wobbly legs strained against the underside of the table, and her lady parts slumped over the table in full view of the restaurant. Samantha clearly couldn't fit, and the faces on her friends said they all knew it. Humiliated, she turned to the waitress, only for the waitress to loudly tell her that she'd never fit. As a sea of eyes turned to her, the restaurant fell silent. You could hear a pin drop. And then she heard the whispers.
Poor girl. She's way too fat for the booth.
I bet she's gonna eat all the breadsticks.
These people shouldn't be allowed in restaurants.
Samantha hoped, prayed that this nightmare would soon be over and that her embarrassed friends could put this behind them. But deep in her heart, she knew that her 32 pounds of shameful fat wasn't just affecting her. It was humiliating everyone who knew her as well. If you can relate, then this could be the most important video you watch this year, because I'm going to reveal a fat loss breakthrough that's turned the entire weight loss industry on its head. A breakthrough that revealed the key to why your weight loss attempts are doomed to failure before you even start them. Because the truth is, if you're over the age of 36, your fat loss efforts are being sabotaged by a breakthrough discovery many experts are calling swollen fat. An inflated, stodgy fat that no amount of exercise or dieting will shrink, not because it's caked all over your belly and thighs, or because it has an iron, sticky grip on your arms and neck, but because this swollen fat chokes down the production of something experts have now discovered as your body's master fat-burning hormone. Sounds terrible, right? Well, if you've ever tried to lose weight only to hit a brick wall, and no amount of paleo, keto, calorie counting, or high-intensity training, Zumba, or Soul Cycle could get you over this wall, I'm here to tell you it's because swollen fat is the real root cause of your failed weight loss life story. But there is a light at the end of that swollen fat-clogged tunnel, and as you'll see in just a minute, it's all down to the discovery of a too simple to believe 2-second daily flavorless slimming sprinkles that I promise won't seem too simple to believe once I explain the amazing science behind it. Science that's helped hundreds of women and men just like you fight back against their swollen fat and shed hundreds of pounds of stubborn fat by deactivating an ancient 180 million year old receptor found inside all of us, to once again flood your body with the master fat-burning hormone I mentioned earlier, torching the swollen fat that's been holding your true slim body prisoner, to help you reverse the clock and regain the slim, sexy figure that you deserve. But that isn't even the craziest part, because the fat-torching slimming sprinkles that I'm about to reveal don't just effortlessly burn fat. They're also flavorless and designed to completely dissolve in your favorite drink or even meal without a trace, so you won't even know they're there. Whether that's a cup of coffee, mac and cheese, glass of juice, or even pizza. You can instantly, easily turn any drink, break, snack, or mealtime into a fat-burning session with the simple addition of these amazing slimming sprinkles, meaning you can drop pounds of stubborn, swollen fat without the need for grueling exercise regimes or torturous calorie counting that leaves you feeling so hungry your willpower understandably crumbles, or bland, tasteless diets that leave you questioning if you'll ever enjoy food again. Because now you'll be able to use any drink or food you already enjoy every day to deactivate the ancient receptor deep inside your body, instantly shrinking your fat cells to their normal size and flooding your body with the master fat-burning hormone that will reactivate your body's own natural fat-burning furnaces. And it's all thanks to an amazing discovery made by top scientists from Boston University that will turn your bathroom scale from a moment of dread, guilt, and disappointment into the most confidence-boosting 5 minutes of your day. Now, I completely understand if this all sounds too good to be true. I wouldn't believe it either if I hadn't studied the science behind this once-in-a-lifetime breakthrough myself, or seen the rebirth of hundreds of women and men, from unconfident, miserable, swollen fat sufferers to proud, slim, I'm wearing jeans I haven't fit in for 20 years heroes.
I can enjoy all my favorite foods and lose weight. I've dropped 22 pounds, and now my grandkids can't keep up with my energy.
I found this video online and it sounded crazy at first, but I had nothing to lose. I could never have imagined that eating my favorite foods could help me drop 4 dress sizes.
My husband asked me if I'd built a time machine. He said I haven't looked this good since high school. All I had to do was sprinkle this tasteless powder on my favorite foods or drinks. It was that easy.
So I'm begging you, just give me a few more minutes of your time, and I promise I'll show you the simple steps needed to make that transformation your reality too. Because it doesn't matter how old you are, whether you've tortured yourself at the gym but never been able to keep the weight off, whether you've lost count of the number of fad diets that have failed you, or whether you've started to fear the overweight imposter staring back in the mirror as your new normal. Because the story I'm going to share over the next few minutes resulted in the discovery of a natural weight loss secret. You can simply add to your favorite daily drink or food to help deactivate the stubborn, swollen fat in your body that has been killing your metabolism and making losing weight almost impossible. Just imagine walking into your favorite clothing store with your friends with a confident swagger in your step, because you know they'll have every single cute outfit you want on the racks in your size. Imagine standing in line at your local coffee shop knowing you can treat yourself to any of your favorite snacks in the display case, only to be interrupted by a complete stranger who had just come over to compliment you about your amazing figure. Or imagine walking onto any bus, train, or airplane knowing that as you make your way down the aisle, every passenger on there secretly hopes that you'll plant your slim, sexy butt on the open seat next to them. Doesn't that sound amazing? Well, I promise it could be you. So please, switch off any distractions and give me your undivided attention for the next few minutes, because I'm confident the simple fat-burning slimming sprinkles I'm about to share will change your life. But first, allow me to introduce myself. Hi, I'm Jason Harper, and the beautiful lady whose humiliating story I'm about to share is my wife, Samantha. We've been a part of each other's lives for as far back as I can remember. I fell for her the minute our eyes met on the first day of high school, and we've been inseparable ever since. Like every couple, we've had our ups and downs, but the story I'm about to share was the down that nearly broke us. Now, before I go any further, I need to explain. I'm no doctor, or nutritionist, or a weight loss expert. I'm just a husband who loves his wife of 21 years with all of his heart, who couldn't take watching her struggle against the stubborn fat that was crushing her self-confidence and draining the light from behind her beautiful eyes, until I barely recognized her as the bubbly, life-of-the-party woman I met all those years ago. And the moment she said she'd understand if I no longer loved her, that she'd understand if her ballooning thighs, butt, and belly led me to look at another woman. Hearing that, as tears streamed down her face, knowing no matter what I said she wouldn't believe me, left me feeling so helpless that it lit a fire under me that led to the discovery of the amazing fat-burning sprinkles that I'm about to share with you today. Now, if that sounds unbelievable, I completely understand. If someone had told me, a plumber from Wisconsin, that I'd uncover the true root cause of stubborn fat and the completely natural way to finally fight back against it and effortlessly shed pound after pound of confidence-draining fat faster than you ever thought was possible, I would have told them that they're crazy too. But God moves in mysterious ways. So if you give me a few more minutes of your time, you'll see the university-backed science behind these amazing, flavorless slimming sprinkles that you can effortlessly add to all of your favorite drinks and foods to help you lose pounds of stubborn fat. And understand why, even though the results are incredible, they make perfect sense. And the best part is, it can work for anyone. And I'll share why I can say that with complete confidence next. You see, Samantha and I have never been what would be considered super slim. I'm sure I played football all through high school, and Samantha loved to dance, but food has always been a big part of our lives. Just like any couple, we loved going on dates at the local diner, eating out with family and friends. And though I might be biased, I also cook the best barbecue this side of Texas. But when we met, it never really mattered, because we were young, active, and neither of us were trapped behind a 9-to-5 desk. But that obviously changed as we got older. Even more so for Samantha than me, because we've been blessed with 3 amazing boys. But after Samantha had each one, something in her body seemed to change. It became harder and harder for her to lose the baby weight. Not to mention, she was a full-time mom taking care of 3 kids with no time to herself. So it wasn't like she could take an hour out of her day to go to the gym, or take the afternoon off to go to yoga, or spend hours each day preparing these calorie-precise meals like all these social media health and wellness gurus. And honestly, I didn't care, because I loved her the way she was. But when her health started to take a turn for the worse a couple of years back, all because of the excess fat that had slowly taken hold of her body, it terrified me. But not for the reason you might think. You see, when Samantha finally visited her doctor, he didn't pull any punches. Her weight had caused her blood sugar, blood pressure, and cholesterol levels to shoot up to dangerous levels. She was a prime candidate for diabetes, or even worse, a heart attack or stroke. But like I said, that wasn't what scared me the most, because Samantha's reaction to the bad news was amazing. She immediately researched the latest diets and promised our kids she would stick to eating healthy no matter what. And then she signed up to the local gym, and unlike every time I joined the gym, she actually went every day. I was so proud of her. And the change I saw in her was nothing short of amazing, until it wasn't. You see, Samantha did everything she was told she needed to do to lose weight. She stuck to a mind-numbing, boring diet. She counted calories. She cut out all of the foods she loved to eat. She did cardio like every single day. And at first, it was working like a charm, until she suddenly hit a brick wall. And no matter what she tried, no matter how few calories she ate, no matter how much she sweated at the gym, she couldn't drop another single gram of fat off her body. In fact, she started putting weight back on. And that was what terrified me the most. Because that night, when I found Samantha curled up on the floor of our bathroom with tears pouring down her face, that was the night I could see the hope had left Samantha's desperate eyes. She had hit rock bottom. And I don't know whether you've always struggled with your weight or if it's gotten worse the older you've got, but maybe you can relate to this. Because that night, as I held her on the bathroom floor, and she gently sobbed on my shoulder, she told me she would totally understand if I didn't love her anymore. That if her fat-covered body repulsed me, she'd understand. But the worst part wasn't seeing her in so much pain. It was the crushing guilt I felt. Because as much as it disgusts me to admit it, deep down, even though I still loved her, I knew there was some truth in what she was saying. Even though I'd never admit it. She wasn't the slim, sexy young woman I first fell in love with. But I wasn't about to give up on her. I mean, what kind of man would I be if I left the woman I'd sworn to protect through sickness and health when she most needed me? So that night, I made her a promise. I would do everything in my power to help her. And that was when I set off on a mission that surprisingly led me to discover the true root cause of stubborn fat and the amazing 2-second flavorless slimming sprinkles that can be added to any food or drink to help anyone effortlessly fight back against it and torch pounds of stubborn fat. And I mean anyone, no matter how old you are, no matter whether you've tried and failed at keto, paleo, calorie counting, intermittent fasting, or any other fad diet. No matter if you've hit a weight loss brick wall after killing yourself at boxercise, cycling class, or CrossFit. And I can say that with absolute conviction because I've seen it with my own eyes. In fact, it's the very reason I'm talking to you today. Because once this amazing Slimming Sprinkles secret transformed Samantha's life, helping her lose 38 pounds of stubborn fat, turning her favorite part of the day into catching her slim, sexy new reflection in storefronts, car windows, and every single mirror in our house, and giving me back the energy-filled beauty I wondered if I'd ever see again. I knew I had to get it into as many fat sufferers' hands as possible. So we shared it with friends. We shared it with family, work colleagues, and the results were just amazing. Because one after another, they reported back that these slimming sprinkles had the same fat-burning, confidence-boosting, age-defying effect on them, too. So, if you can relate with any of this, if you're tired of your favorite clothes not fitting you, if you're sick of being afraid to leave the house in case some rude stranger, or worse yet, someone you know, makes a comment about your weight, if you've had enough of being judged, being looked at differently, and having that horrible feeling that your partner no longer desires you, then I beg you to keep watching, because what I'm about to share can change your life, just like it transformed my wife Samantha's. You see, that night when Samantha hit rock bottom, it lit a fire under me. I knew I had to keep searching, and that was what drove me down a rabbit hole researching weight loss on the internet. And let me tell you, that took me to some weird places, and I stumbled upon research papers published by some of the world's top colleges like Harvard, Yale, and Johns Hopkins. Now, remember, I'm no dietitian or nutritionist or scientist, so at first it was very slow going, because these things read like they were written in another language that I never learned to speak. So it meant many late nights trolling through page after page of results until I felt cross-eyed and I was about ready to give up. And that was when, on a very late Friday night, I stumbled across a research paper that changed everything I thought I knew about fat loss and led me to discover the real root cause of stubborn fat and the amazing and natural slimming sprinkles that could help anyone fight back against it. And if you'll give me another few minutes of your time, I'd like to reveal everything I discovered and how you can use it to lose weight from every single one of your problem areas on autopilot and without any back-breaking workouts or joy-destroying diets. Let me explain. You may not think your body wants to lose weight, but trust me, it does. The problem is that your fat cells have become swollen. To understand what I mean, this is a picture of what a healthy, non-swollen fat cell should look like. Now, let's look at this next picture. To see what your fat cells look like if you're struggling to lose weight, as you can see, these fat cells have swollen up, and they're now covered in invasive blue cells called macrophages. And as a result of this, your swollen fat cells can't work like normal fat cells. And this is why you've struggled to lose weight for months, maybe even years, despite dieting and exercising the so-called right way. How can I be sure? Well, through my research, I discovered that these same swollen fat cells have sparked serious interest across America from the nation's leading researchers, scientists, and even prestigious institutions. Many are now convinced that addressing your swollen fat cells holds the key to weight loss, which is why the Boston University School of Medicine decided to assemble a team of their top researchers and launch a thorough investigation to uncover exactly why these swollen fat cells stop you from losing weight, and ultimately how it could help reignite your fat-burning furnace. What they found shook the weight loss community's entire world and had repercussions from here in the US to Europe to Asia and beyond. See, what they discovered is that when your fat cells become swollen, they shut down production of the master weight loss hormone. Chances are you've never heard of this hormone before. But the hormone that your swollen fat cells are shutting down production of is called adiponectin. Adiponectin is stored inside every single one of your fat cells, and it's been called the fat-burning hormone from the likes of Dr. Axe in scientific research and many other leading health websites. The reason why it's so strongly linked to weight loss is because adiponectin plays a pivotal role in energy metabolism. In other words, adiponectin is responsible for unlocking your metabolism. And when I say metabolism, I don't mean the optimal metabolism for a 30, 40, or 50 plus year old woman. I'm talking about the metabolism you had in your early 20s. You know what I mean, right? That same super speed metabolism that lets you eat almost anything you want, and with just a workout or two per week, kept you looking slim and slender all year round. This is exactly why Boston's discovery was such a big deal, because they revealed for the first time ever that when your fat cells swell up, it causes your adiponectin to drop off a cliff. And that's exactly why you've struggled to lose weight. Or, to put it another way, swollen fat cells have caused your adiponectin levels to take a nosedive and stopped you from losing weight. So it doesn't matter if you put an end to your morning Starbucks run, hop on the latest fad diets, or even work out before taking the kids to school. As long as your master fat-burning hormone levels of adiponectin are being pushed lower and lower, you'll struggle to lose weight. Frankly, up until now, you've struggled to lose weight month after month, year after year, while others, maybe even your friends and family, seemingly have no trouble losing weight and keeping it off. And the only difference between women and men who can shed the weight seemingly at the click of their fingers is that their fat cells aren't swollen and reducing their adiponectin levels, while yours are. But I want you to imagine that you had a way. to stop your fat cells swelling up in the first place, to stop your adiponectin hormone being suppressed, making it impossible to restore the slender figure of your youth. Losing weight would be virtually effortless, wouldn't it? Well, that's now possible thanks to the slimming sprinkle recipe I'll share with you shortly, that you can sprinkle over any food or in any drink. For the first time in years or decades, you could see fat melt off from every one of your problem areas. You'd see an incredible figure take shape day by day, and soon enough, everyone else will be able to notice it too. But it's not just how you look that makes what I'm about to reveal so special. It's also about how it makes you feel. No longer will you feel weighed down like every flight of stairs is a grueling workout. No longer will you feel tired and exhausted by lunchtime. And no longer will you feel anxious or ashamed. Instead, you'll feel like a brand new person with a new lease on life, full of energy, full of happiness, full of love. All you need to do is address your swollen fat cells and allow your adiponectin levels to rise again. And in order to do this, you need to understand why your fat cells became swollen to begin with. The reason why, as I discovered through weeks of research, was because of an ancient 180 million-year-old receptor inside every one of us. See, in my research, I stumbled across a study published in the prestigious Genes Journal, which revealed that an ancient receptor called TLR4 is at the heart of why your fat cells get swollen. In short, once this receptor is activated, your fat cells inflate like a balloon. I'll admit, I was shocked at first, but I was also excited. I'd searched for so long, and I finally almost had the answers in my grasp. And I'd soon be able to help my loved ones shed the excess fat that had been wrapped around them like a straitjacket. Not through excess dieting or grueling exercise, but by addressing what's happening inside your body, so that losing weight becomes effortless. The only question left was how exactly I could turn off this receptor in the first place. Thankfully, this is where my journey became easy, because a group of scientists had already figured it out and published the results. See, these researchers had identified a unique type of fiber that could potentially deactivate the ancient receptor, allowing your fat cells to return to a normal size, and ultimately helping you to lose weight. But they didn't just want to study this fiber in a normal environment. They wanted to really put it to the test by testing it under the most extreme conditions possible, which, while unusual, would actually demonstrate just how powerful their solution was. So they took 24 mammal subjects and split them into groups of 2. These groups were then fed a high-fat diet, and I mean a high-fat diet. Their goal was to get their subjects to actually put on weight so they could see if this unique fiber could still help them burn fat off. Well, once the results were in, the scientists concluded that this receptor had been virtually deactivated in the test group who received the fiber compared to the group who didn't. But the proof was really in their weight. See, despite eating a lot of food in order to make them put on weight, the group taking the fiber weighed 16.6% less than the group who wasn't. Isn't that incredible? 16.6% is the equivalent of 26 pounds of pure fat gone. I mean, just imagine what this would mean for you. At the very least, you'll have to go shopping for new clothes. But the reality is your life would be totally different, because there's not a part of your life that goes untouched when you finally love the body that you're in. If the world feels gray now, then in a matter of weeks and months, it will start to brighten until every day feels full of color and joy. All you need to do is get your hands on the same fiber used in this very experiment. It's called resistant dextrin. And I'm sure you're dying to look for it on Amazon right now, or even at your local supermarket. But let me save you the time of day, because just like you right now, when I discovered resistant dextrin, I immediately thought of looking for it online. But unfortunately, I couldn't find it anywhere, and neither will you. But I knew I couldn't give up. I had already come so far, and I just wouldn't be able to sleep at night knowing that there was a solution out there that could not only help not only those closest to me, but the millions of women and men who are desperate to wake up from their fat nightmare. So I set out to find resistant dextrin on my own, whether it was halfway across the country or halfway across the world. I had to get my hands on it. And after contacting some of the world's most trusted suppliers, going back and forth with them for days, sometimes even weeks, I was able to find the one company in America that could supply me with a pure and potent blend of resistant dextrin. But they weren't just a supplier. They were experts on other weight loss nutrients as well. And by chance, they knew that resistant dextrin works even better when it's sprinkled over your favorite foods and in your favorite drinks, alongside another handful of the world's most potent fat-burning nutrients around. Once they'd presented me with the raw science, I couldn't deny it. Yes, resistant dextrin is incredible, but you can experience the most effortless, easy weight loss possible when you combine it, synergistically, as they called it, with a few more ingredients. So if you'll bless me with just a few more minutes, I'd love to share the additional fat-fighting ingredients that work together to create this incredible fat-burning formula that you can sprinkle over every meal, every drink, even every delicious treat. Starting with fat-melting bonus sprinkle ingredient number 1, green coffee bean extract. Now, until I went down my weight loss research rabbit hole, I always thought coffee beans were brown. But it turns out that they only turn brown after all the natural goodness has been roasted out of them so they can be used for coffee. They actually start out life as green beans, which is their purest, most potent form. And when I say potent, I don't mean their caffeine content, because green coffee beans have up to 3/4 less caffeine than normal coffee. No, when I say potent, I mean they're brimming with healthy phytochemicals that can be used for a range of amazing healthy uses, one of which is fighting fat. In fact, a recent huge review of the results of 2,160 studies of an extract of these green coffee beans by England's prestigious Peninsula Medical School concluded unanimously that green coffee bean extract can promote weight loss. In fact, 2 studies from that review really grabbed my attention and left me in no doubt that I had to include green coffee bean extract in the formula of my fat-melting slimming sprinkles. The first was a double-blind, placebo-controlled clinical study in the world-renowned journal Sage Open Medicine, which, as I learned, is the gold standard of studies, in which 60 healthy overweight people were split into 2 groups, and half were randomly given 500 milligrams of green coffee extract, while the other half were given a placebo. After 12 weeks, the scientists running the study were shocked to discover the group taking the green coffee extract had lost an average of an extra 6 pounds of fat, while the placebo group had actually put on 1.5 pounds. Isn't that incredible? But the second study that caught my eye, this time from the prestigious Asian Pacific Journal of Tropical Medicine, had even more amazing fat-burning results. This time, 64 obese women aged between 20 and 45 years were divided into 2 groups. Again, half of them were given a placebo, while the other half were given green coffee bean extract. And this time, in just 8 weeks, green coffee bean extract had helped the women lose an additional 11.7 pounds of fat compared to the placebo group. So now you can see why I knew I had to include this amazing natural slimming ingredient in my fat-burning sprinkles. By simply combining these 2 magical ingredients I've shared so far, the fat-burning power of the flavorless slimming sprinkles was accelerated, meaning you can look forward to looks of envy from family members faster, catching the eye of that special someone faster, doing impromptu photo shoots to post all over social media with your friends faster, and reach your ideal dream weight even faster. And remember, green coffee bean extract is only the first potent fat-melting bonus ingredients. I still have 3 more to go, which brings me to one of my favorite pant-size shrinking ingredients. Fat-melting bonus sprinkle ingredient number 2, Panax ginseng powder, used in Chinese medicine for centuries. This ancient root is well known for its healthful benefits, including its amazing ability to boost mood, energy levels, and of course, accelerate weight loss. In fact, in one recent mammal study in the Journal of Ethnopharmacology, researchers were left speechless when the results of their 8-week study came back, because they showed that when 2 groups were fed a high-fat diet, the group that were also given Panax ginseng showed decreased body weight and fat mass. No, you did not hear that wrong. The group given Panax ginseng were able to continue eating their favorite high-fat foods and yet still lost weight. Furthermore, scientists researching the effect of ginseng on obese women were stunned to report that after taking an 8-week course on ginseng, significant changes were observed in body weight and body mass index, which in English translates to, the women were super excited to jump on the scale every morning and watch the needle head in the right direction. Personally, I'd heard enough to know I had to include ginseng's powerful waist-shrinking abilities along with all the other amazing ingredients in this slimming formula. And speaking of the other amazing ingredients, that brings me nicely to the second to last bonus ingredient. Fat-melting bonus sprinkle ingredient number 3, Sephora japonica, another mainstay of traditional Asian medicine, with similar fat-fighting powers as Panax ginseng. Another recent study showed that when mammals ate a high-fat diet that included Sophora japonica, it also prevented weight gain. In fact, the final numbers were pretty amazing, because at the end of the 4-week study, the group who ate the high-fat diet with Sophora japonica weighed 22.78% less than the group who received the high-fat diet without any Sophora japonica. Can you imagine that? They weren't eating leafy salads or bland vegetables. They were eating high-fat food, and yet this amazing natural plant prevented weight gain. Which brings me to the fourth and final amazing bonus ingredient in these powerful fat-fighting slimming sprinkles. Fat-melting bonus sprinkle ingredient number 4, Garcinia cambogia extract. Garcinia cambogia is a small pumpkin-shaped fruit native to Indonesia, revered for its medicinal uses, including help with intestinal issues, rheumatoid arthritis, and even high cholesterol. However, what caught my eye about this amazing fruit was its natural waist-size shrinking powers, thanks to a number of compounds that have been shown to have anti-obesity effects, including hydroxycitric acid, which isn't as scary as it sounds, because not all acid is bad. In fact, studies have shown hydroxycitric acid may reduce body weight and food intake, as well as increase the number of calories you burn. This incredible fruit does this by helping you feel satisfied and full after a meal, so you don't continue to eat unnecessarily, which obviously means you eat less. And it's also been shown to accelerate your body's natural fat-burning ability. By now, I hope you can see the multiplying fat-torching power of adding these additional ingredients, because, remember, the secret behind these incredible slimming sprinkles is that each individual ingredient works together to create a never-seen-before blend that can be added to any drink or food to flavorlessly target the real root cause of stubborn fat. And I know this for a fact, because once I got this formula into Samantha's hands, her transformation was nothing short of miraculous. However, it wasn't all plain sailing. You see, after the weight loss roller coaster she'd already been on, to say she had her doubts about my slimming sprinkles would be putting it mildly, which I totally understood. And if you've ever tried and failed to lose weight, I'm sure you understand too. That sinking feeling that you'll never see the slim, slender version of your body again. But I wasn't about to let Samantha give up on herself when we were so close to finally fighting back against her stubborn fat. So once I explained the amazing science behind the fat-burning blend of ingredients I just shared with you, I could see the hope begin to return to her eyes, until eventually she agreed to try it. But when I handed her a Ziploc bag full of white powder and told her to sprinkle 1 spoonful in her favorite drink or over food each day, no matter whether that was coffee, chocolate milk, clam chowder, or whatever, because this slimming powder was flavorless, she seemed surprised that it was that simple. And I could tell by the way she thanked me that she was thinking it sounded far too good to be true. But over the next few days, I must have called her about 20 times, checking in to see if it was working. And honestly, at first, I started to worry that her skepticism might be right, because nothing really seemed to be happening. Samantha didn't feel any different, and I could hear the disappointment in her voice. But I explained that after years of her body being plagued by stubborn fat, it might take a little while for the nutrients to do their thing and start flushing the fat from her body. And I'm not going to lie, I had my fingers crossed while I was saying it, because deep down, I was starting to question if I'd completely misunderstood the studies I'd read. But obviously, I wasn't going to let Samantha know that, and thank God I didn't, because what happened next was truly unbelievable. Before I even had a chance to call Samantha the next day, she called me, and she was so excited I could barely understand what she was trying to tell me. But when I asked her to slow down, she explained she'd woken up feeling full of energy, something that hadn't happened for a very long time, and that when she climbed on the scale, she could barely believe her eyes, because the dial readout said she was a couple of pounds lighter. Well, let me tell you, we both screamed loud enough to wake up the neighborhood. And the most incredible part was that it was just the beginning. Because before we knew it, 2 pounds became 5, and 5 became 10, and I no longer had to set a morning alarm to wake me up, because every morning Samantha called me first thing, excited to report in on her fat-burning progress. All thanks to the amazing slimming sprinkles. So it's no surprise that my fear that this might be the same as every other weight loss fix, that Samantha would see amazing progress only to then hit a brick wall and see the slimming effects grind to a dead stop, or worse yet, completely reverse and vanish. As day after day, she reported back with more amazing news, as the stubborn fat that had crushed her confidence and drained the energy out of her life for so long quickly began to disappear, leaving behind an energetic, confident, happy woman I barely recognized. And not just because her new, slim, slender body made her look 20 years younger, or because she was having to search through the back of her closet for old clothes that hadn't fit for decades, but because there was a light behind her eyes I'd never seen the entire time I'd known her. For the first time, she seemed excited for the future, excited to go clothes shopping because she knew they'd have every cute outfit that caught her eye in her size, excited to notice strangers staring at her not because they were laughing at her figure, but because they were jealous of it, and excited because her husband couldn't keep his hands off of her. But the most amazing part was how her coworkers reacted. Because one day Samantha called to ask how much more of the slimming sprinkles I had. When I asked why, she sheepishly told me women at her work had begged to hear her secret, and that when she told them, they begged her to get them some too. Of course, I couldn't say no, because even though these incredible slimming sprinkles had transformed Samantha's body and her life, she was just one person. So I was curious if my amazing slimming sprinkles would help other people too. And let me tell you, the results were nothing short of staggering. No matter their age or weight, or whether they were a woman or a man, one by one they excitedly reported back that thanks to this amazing slimming sprinkles breakthrough, the pounds of stubborn fat that had held many of them prisoner for years, preventing them from enjoying special moments with their families, even making them scared to leave their house for fear of hurtful comments or humiliating situations, and making them terrified to visit the doctor, had begun to melt off their hips, butts, bellies, and thighs, transforming each of their lives beyond their wildest dreams. Well, at this point, with all the proof I needed to know that these slimming sprinkles could work for anyone, I knew I had to get it into as many people's hands as possible. But there was only one problem. Because I refused to use anything but the highest quality natural ingredients, mixing even the smallest batches of the unique blend was already very expensive, not to mention very time-consuming. So I knew if I was going to truly make it accessible and transform the lives of hundreds, if not thousands, of hardworking Americans, I'd have to find a partner who could reproduce my amazing fat-burning sprinkles at scale without compromising on the quality. Luckily, one of my ingredient suppliers had contacts in the industry and put me in contact with Easy Life Nutra, a nutraceutical company run by experts with decades of experience, whose mission was to make slimming as easy as possible for millions of Americans. Once I met with the formulators at Easy Life Nutra, I was immediately impressed by their knowledge and attention to detail, and knew my fat-torching sprinkles blend was in the right hands. After months of working with them to get the blend exactly right, I'm so excited to introduce you to LipaMelt Sprinkles, the world's first and only breakthrough weight loss powder that targets the real root cause of the stubborn fat clinging to your belly, hips, and thighs. It's as effortlessly simple as putting 1 scoop of LipaMelt Sprinkles in your favorite drink or over your most delicious meal once a day. No matter whether that's coffee, tea, water, rich chili, or even tasty pasta. And sit back, enjoy, and melt the weight away. Better still, every single scoop of LipaMelt Sprinkles is manufactured right here in the United States to precise standards in a state-of-the-art FDA-registered facility, using only the highest quality organic, vegetarian, and non-GMO ingredients sourced with no expense spared from around the globe, which means they contain 0 fillers. You've already seen how LipaMelt Sprinkles' scientifically backed blend formula helped transform Samantha's life and the lives of hundreds of other women and men just like you. Women and men who, due to stubborn fat, have been left frustrated by ineffective diet and exercise systems.
All I had to do was sprinkle LipaMelt on my favorite foods each day, and I lost 19 pounds. I couldn't believe how easy it was. Even my Saturday night cheat meal became a fat burner. No, a fat scorcher. Thanks to LipaMelt.
I sprinkled LipaMelt into my morning coffee every day and the pounds fell off. The problem is, my friends, family, even my coworkers won't stop begging me for my secret. I told them it's as simple as sprinkling this tasteless powder into my morning caffeine hit, but they won't believe me. Their loss.
LipaMelt made losing weight so simple. I got my confidence back, my energy back, and I feel 20 years younger. Before LipaMelt, I was so embarrassed by my weight that I stopped doing things that I loved. But now, I love every single day. Thank you, LipaMelt.
So if you're ready to drop pound after pound of stubborn fat, to wake up full of energy, bursting to enjoy your day, to finally stop the hunger cravings and the overeating that drains your willpower and leads to failed diet after failed diet, as well as so much unfair frustration and heartache, if you're truly ready to fall in love again with the person staring back at you in the mirror, LipaMelt Sprinkles is the answer you've been waiting for. I can say this for a fact, because of the women and men whose lives it's already transformed for the better. Women and men who've told us they went from feeling invisible to being the center of attention in the best possible way. From getting compliments from complete strangers to getting begged for their slimming secret by coworkers and family, and to being lavished with newfound love and attention from their partners. One woman even told me how she met her future husband after getting on a plane for the first time in a decade, and he actually excitedly offered her the empty seat next to him. Isn't that incredible? So take a second to imagine how that would feel to you. Imagine coming home from work every night knowing the minute you walk through the door, your partner will get that glint in their eye and be unable to keep their hands off of you as they whisper that you should drop the kids at your parents so you can spend some quality time together. Imagine walking into the office kitchen at the next birthday party with everyone's eyes on you as you grab a slice of cake, not because they're judging you, but because they're jealous. You can eat all your favorite foods and still maintain such a smoking hot figure. Imagine the look of joy on your kids' faces as you run circles around them, thanks to the life-changing burst of energy your new body has given you. And you got it all without the need for torturous workout regimes, or willpower-crushing diets, or mind-numbing calorie counting. Allow yourself to imagine how amazing that would feel. And then let me ask you a question. What would that be worth to you? To turn back time and feel like a much younger version of yourself? To look in the mirror every single morning and see a body you almost gave up on ever seeing again, staring right back at you? Could you put a price on that? Could you put a price on knowing every time you were tagged in a friend's photo that instead of making your heart drop, the comments and compliments would make your heart fill with pride? Or knowing no matter what you wanted to do, no matter where you wanted to go, flying around the world, eating out at your favorite restaurants as your adoring husband plays footsie under the table, riding roller coasters with your excited kids, you'd never have to fear your weight of being a point of humiliation again. You'd never have to care about strangers judging you again. How much would that weight off your shoulders be worth? Some women and men I know have told me it would be priceless. But don't worry, I'm not going to ask you to hand over your life savings today, because my life's mission has never been to make money. My priority has always been to help as many men and women escape from the confidence-crushing prison of stubborn fat as possible, which is why I spent so long verifying the science, finding the world-class studies I've shared with you today, to prove my belief that the Slimming Sprinkles could truly address the root cause of stubborn fat. And it's why me and my partners at Easy Life Nutra are not going to ask for $499 like many other so-called weight loss solutions out there, or even half of that. Because I couldn't sleep at night if I knew the only thing stopping you from realizing the dream body you deserve was the price. No, today only, because you've shown your commitment to finally shedding your pounds of stubborn fat by sticking with me through this presentation, I'm not even going to ask that you pay LipoMelt Sprinkles' recommended retail price of $97. Because on this page only, and because you've given me your time today, I'm going to reward you with our lowest ever price. So you can get one tub of LipoMelt Sprinkles, that's a 30-day supply, for a huge discount. You'll see exactly how much below this video in just a moment. But first, here's the thing. With all the supply chain issues the world is suffering from right now, which experts are saying will continue for at least another year, if not even longer, and the increased demand for LipoMelt Sprinkles since word got out, plus the fact that my own trials have shown that the most optimal fat-burning results came from men and women just like you who consistently used LipoMelt Sprinkles for at least 90 to 180 days. Tubs of LipoMelt Sprinkles are leaving our warehouse faster than we can restock the shelves. I'm only telling you this because I would hate it if you started your life-changing LipoMelt Sprinkles journey only to come back in a month or two from now, stunned by the transformation LipoMelt Sprinkles has had on your body and your life, to find LipoMelt Sprinkles is out of stock. Which, like I said, given today's supply chain issues and the warnings we've received from our world-class ingredient suppliers that they're struggling to keep up with our needs, is a very real possibility. Which is why I want to make you an extra special offer on this page only. When you gift yourself the peace of mind, knowing you have a full, most effective, 180-day supply of fat-burning LipoMelt Sprinkles, by giving you a huge discount. You can save even more money on top of today's already steeply discounted price. So go ahead, invest in your happiness, and make the most of this amazing price today by investing in our most popular, most effective 180-day package. And did I mention that comes with free shipping too? Which means it's an even better deal for you today. But if all you can afford right now is a 30-day supply, that's okay too. Just know I want to give you as much of a chance as possible to lock in a bigger supply, which is why we've also steeply discounted the 90-day and 100-day supplies too. So go ahead right now and order the package of LipoMelt Sprinkles that's right for you below this video. Once you've selected your package, whether it's our most popular 180-day package, 90-day package, or 30-day package, and locked in your steep, on this page only savings, you'll be taken to a secure checkout where you'll be asked to fill out a few details before our expert team ships your package directly to your door. So go ahead and choose your fat-burning, life-transforming package now. And because I'm so confident you'll experience jaw-dropping results and a transformation that will have strangers in the street asking you for your secret, your investment today in your weight loss is also completely guaranteed. Here's how it works. You get a 180-day, no questions asked, 100% money-back guarantee when you order LipoMelt Sprinkles today. That's right. Today, you can try LipoMelt Sprinkles completely risk-free because I'm so positive it's going to work for you that if for any reason it doesn't turn out to be the best decision you ever made, or even if you simply have a change of mind, all you have to do is send back your LipoMelt Sprinkles tubs, used or unused, empty or full, at any time in the next 180 days, and we'll arrange an easy refund. That's 6 whole months. And we'll refund the full price of your purchase, no questions asked, and even if your tubs are empty, right away. This means that you can take the 180-day package without risking a single penny. And even if you choose the 90-day or 30-day package today, you'll lock in this amazing no-risk-to-you guarantee too. In other words, when you order right now, you're literally not risking a single penny, because every dollar you pay today is protected by my personal ironclad guarantee that no matter the reason, there is no scenario where your request for a refund will be refused. No ifs, ands, buts, or maybes. No small print like these other less scrupulous companies. That's my personal promise. All you have to do is ask for a refund, and I've instructed my team to instantly take care of it. So there is zero downside for you. That's how confident I am that LipoMelt sprinkles will work for you. In fact, the only risk to you is that you don't take action today. So simply select the package that's right for you below. Lock in your amazing savings and invest in yourself, your happiness, your life. And join the weight loss success stories of the hundreds of women and men you've heard about today. Remember, LipoMelt sprinkles are the world's first flavorless fat-burning sprinkles that can be mixed in your favorite daily drink, favorite snack, or favorite meal. That means you're losing weight doing something you already love doing every day. And as you relax and sip the weight away, this unique blend will be going to work, finally targeting the real root cause of the stubborn fat that's been holding the real you prisoner. The skinny, healthy, energetic you, waiting to seize every day and enjoy the world with confidence. And on this page only, you can seize this amazing opportunity at the lowest price you will ever see LipoMelt sprinkles offered at, with an amazing risk-free, no question asked money-back guarantee that puts all the risk in my hands, because that's how confident I am that you'll be blown away by your body's transformation. Go ahead and select your package right now. Right now, you're at a crossroads, and there are 2 directions you can take. The first is to ignore all of the scientific evidence that you heard today and leave without choosing one of the packages below. I've already told you Samantha's story and my promise that I would help as many people like her as I could. So I'm not going to hard sell you on this. It's time for you to make a choice. The choice to either say yes to the body you deserve or choose months or God forbid even years of continuing to battle with stubborn, unexplained fat. It's your choice to walk away, even though I can't understand why you would take that choice. The choice to not take control of your long-term health and weight gain, especially when LipoMelt sprinkles is proven to finally target the real root cause of your stubborn fat. But I sincerely hope from the bottom of my heart that you take the second choice on the crossroads today, where you invest in yourself, in your happiness, in your self-confidence, and invest in LipoMelt sprinkles so you can become a tale of inspiration to your friends, family, and work colleagues. Before you make that choice, I'd like you to do one more thing for me. Imagine your mornings filled with excitement to jump on the scale. Lunchtimes where you still get to eat the food you love and still burn excess fat. Evenings where you step in front of the mirror and glow with pride at the slim. No more embarrassment. No more feel of humiliation. Just a slim, sexy reflection smiling back at you. Savor that feeling of pride for a second. That's the future I want for you. And it all starts when you choose one of the LipoMelt sprinkles packages you see below and make this small investment in your weight loss and in yourself. I know you're going to make the right decision. And on behalf of myself and Samantha, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this presentation. I wish you all the best on your weight loss journey. God bless. Still here? I'm guessing you have some questions. That's okay. I just shared a lot of important new information with you, so I'm going to spend the next few minutes talking through the most common questions I get. So when you do invest in LipoMelt sprinkles today, you can feel 100% confident in your great decision. Number 1, are LipoMelt sprinkles really going to work? That's the number 1 question people have, and it makes sense. If you knew for 100% certainty that within just a few short days of beginning to take LipoMelt sprinkles with your favorite food or drink each day, your fat would start disappearing, and you'd feel as though you were turning back the clock, you'd have already chosen your package and checked out. And right now, you probably want to do exactly that, but you're also thinking about how, in the past, you've seen lots of too good to be true promises about losing weight, and you're worried that LipoMelt sprinkles might not be different. If that's you, I totally get it. But here's what you need to understand. The reason LipoMelt sprinkles works when nothing else has is because it targets the one key to weight loss nobody else has told you about before, your swollen fat cells. Because remember, when your fat cells are too swollen, top researchers from the Boston University School of Medicine discovered those fat cells shut down production of a crucial weight loss hormone, adiponectin, aka the fat-burning hormone, slowing your metabolism to a crawl, making it impossible for your body to burn excess stubborn fat. But for the first time, LipoMelt sprinkles' unique formula harnesses a unique type of fiber to target the real root cause of that excess fat. by kickstarting your body's fat-igniting supply of adiponectin, so you can effortlessly fight back against the fat holding your body, your confidence, and your life prisoner. Number 2, who are LipoMelt sprinkles for? If you're over 40, have tried every fad diet under the sun, and been underwhelmed by the results, and no matter how much you weigh, the ingredients in LipoMelt sprinkles have been scientifically proven to be safe yet effective. So whether you have to lose 120 pounds or 10 pounds, LipoMelt sprinkles are the answer you've been searching for. However, if you're currently taking prescription medications or have a medical condition, we advise that you speak to your doctor about LipoMelt sprinkles first. Number 3, when should I take LipoMelt sprinkles? The answer to this is simple: whenever you want to. LipoMelt sprinkles are easy to take. It could be with your morning coffee or sprinkled over your dinner. Simply take 1 scoop once per day and you'll begin to see the fat melt away. Number 4, what are the terms of the guarantee again? Our 100% money-back, zero questions asked guarantee gives you 180 whole days to make sure you're completely satisfied with LipoMelt sprinkles. If for any reason you change your mind about the investment you make in your health and well-being today, simply return the LipoMelt sprinkles pouch from your order, unopened or opened, full or empty, and you'll immediately be issued a prompt refund. No headache, no hassles, no questions asked. Number 5, how do you get started? It's simple. Just select one of the packages you see below this video right now. When you buy today, all of them will give you huge savings, but the 6-bottle package will give you the biggest savings of all. Once you've chosen your package and click the Add it to Cart button, you'll be taken to our 100% safe and secure checkout page where you'll complete your order. After that, it'll be just a few short days before LipoMelt sprinkles is delivered straight to your door. I'm so excited for you to try it out and start seeing how quickly those pounds come off.